Hey everybody, and welcome back to Griffin, Indiana. It is late autumn, and that means it is Friday. Fact Sheet Fridays happened already. In fact, if you haven't already watched the Fact Sheet Friday video, what are you waiting for? Watch this one, then go watch that one. Because, well, that one dropped a few hours ago, and you may have noticed over the last week or so, these videos have been coming out at noon as opposed to at 7 a.m. You may not even realize they came out at 7 a.m. Well, they were coming out at 7 a.m., which was fine for me, which was, the start of my day. But the old YouTube analytics, they're telling me that the best time to publish my video is at noon. And the reason they're telling me that is that the majority of my viewers, like you, are on from noon onward. So putting a video out before noon is not necessarily attracting my audience as much as just having the video there waiting. And the way people have described the great algorithm is that the video is released and then it just sits there and doesn't get a lot of views. Then YouTube figures that it's just, a ho-hum video and it's not really worth their time and effort to push it. Just like that car just pushed my header. So the idea of releasing a video at noon is hopefully we get more views earlier in the video's release cycle. And if that happens, then the likelihood that the videos will be pushed in general to others is higher. So it's my goal to try to give the channel a good little push moving into FS22. Get us maybe moved up the suggestion rankings a little bit. So that's why videos have started coming out at noon. And that's why this video is coming out after the Fact Sheet Friday video. Whereas before, these videos would come out before the Fact Sheet Friday video. And we have basically just one more Fact Sheet Friday after this one today. So this is officially the 2 Fridays before Farm Sim 22 is released. Who's excited? Get that FS22 hype rolling. But before that, this video is brought to you by CBW Farms LLC. Thank you for being a farm baron. So it's late autumn, as we've said. Our 3 cornfields are ready to harvest, so we're going to be in great shape to get all of our corn out of the fields before the end of autumn. We had to wait till noon for the morning dew finally baked off. It's okay, we still have plenty of time. Field 9, I think I already mentioned this maybe in Wednesday's video, but it's been a few days since I recorded that one. Field 9, they went and harvested it overnight, actually. So we can't do that one anymore. We've lost out on that. And I think the only corn in the fields are our corn at this point. We did get nearly 50,000 liters of corn off of field 7 over there. So that is really boding well for a very, very good harvest off of our other fields. Because pretty sure field 8 is about as big, if not a little bigger, than field 7. Field 32 is maybe about the same size as Field 7 if you straightened it out. And Field 1 is clearly at least 3 or 4 times bigger than Field 7. So we're in a really good position, I think, today to really get a very nice return on our investment as far as crop yield goes. And then a couple of days, just a couple of days, we're going to be able to turn our corn around, because corn is at its lowest point right now, and it's going to be at its highest point in a couple of days. So that is really good news. In fact, let's take a look at our corn right now. 301, 288. So by mid-winter, we should be able to cash in on our corn. We should be able to cash in on our canola. And, quite frankly, cash in on our silage bales. We're going to be doing a lot of cashing in next week, that is for sure. Because next week is our final week. Not just our final week here in Griffin, Indiana. Next week is our final week in FS19. We're going to be putting it to bed. It did a very great job of keeping us entertained for 3 years. Well worth its money. If you divide hours of gameplay by dollars spent, we're talking pennies an hour. Fractions of pennies an hour. Yeah. We've definitely gotten our money's worth out of this game, and really looking forward to FS22. What big revelations in the recent weeks have got you excited and basically can't wait till FS22? Let me know. Put it in the comments. What really cool revelation, reveal, bit of news, piece of kit that has been in a fact sheet has really got you going? I'm curious how many people are interested in methane-powered vehicles. Now, that's not necessarily the newest information, right? That came out a while ago. Yeah, we saw when we had a placeable that they had like little tanks, and we're like, what are these little tanks? And it turns out they were methane bottles, methane gas tanks. And then we had a revelation that there was a New Holland methane-powered tractor. So I wonder what other things in the game are methane-powered that they haven't told us about, or could be methane-powered in the future. We have electric vehicles. So we have more electric things, more biofuel, methane-powered. So quite the diversity now in FS22. So I'm sitting here thinking, looking at these trees, wondering, you know, am I going to remember what autumn looked like in 19 by the time we get to autumn in 22? And I'm pretty confident I'll remember, because I've seen autumn a lot, right? I've seen autumn a lot in various gameplays throughout the years. And then it got me thinking, what seasonal cycle duration am I going to pick for my very first play on 22? I think it's going to be 1 day months. I think it's going to be what seasonal cycles was going to be before they made that announcement a few weeks ago about the player being able to change it to up to 28-day months. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. Because it would, we know we've gone through 4 years here in Griffin, Indiana at 1-day months, basically. This would allow me to directly compare 1-day month gameplay in 19 and 1-day month gameplay in 22. Do we run into weather problems? Do we run into rain issues, not being able to get things done because of the environment? Done. Let it be written that our first play in FS22 will be 1-day months. Then we'll be able to compare and contrast to 1-day months with the seasons mod of FS19. Now that begs the question to you guys. Have you thought about what month duration you're going to start with in your gameplay in FS22? Call to action. Let me know in the comments. Are you going to go with 1-day months, 2-day months, 3-day months, 4-day months? Or are you going to go with something like... So a 4-day month would basically be the equivalent of 1 day a week. A 28-day month is the equivalent of 7 4-day weeks. Right? If you go with a 2-day month, that's 2 weeks every day. So what month duration are you shooting for your first gameplay on FS22? Or are you going to turn off seasonal cycles entirely and just play, you know, whatever? I can plant whatever I want, whenever I want, and so forth. Oh, cool. They're not quite lined up anymore. Somehow they shifted. They shifted overnight, but they're still working. That's great. So yeah, let me know in the comments. What seasonal cycle duration are you going to do in FS22? And then I'm going to finish unloading this grain cart and take it back down and grab our next load. This is the first 30,000 liter load off of that field. Let's see what we get off of that field in total. In just a few seconds, no doubt. So field 8 definitely gave us more yield. We are at 53,000, almost 54,000 liters. Because that is everything off of field 8. So field 7 was... around 47,000 liters, something like that. Now we're at 53, nearly 54. And we're going to start working on field 32 at this point. I think just for, what the heck, just for funnies, we'll keep track of each field. We know field 1 is going to give us the most yield, but I don't know, maybe I'm a little curious on 32 versus 7 versus 8. I'm going to go ahead and dump this and be back. Oh, look at these poles. There's no lines. Makes me think of Ravenport. And then how much I was excited about Elm Creek when that recent trailer came out a couple weeks ago. And it had power lines on the poles. How exciting. It's the little things. All right, so far, I guess field 38 is the one with the least yield. We're sitting at 42.8, so basically 43,000. Thinking a little bit back, I think field 7 was 44,000, like 43.8, 43.7, so about 1,000 liters less corn out of field 38 as opposed to 7. Field 8 was bigger by a fair margin to the other two fields. And then, of course, field 1 is going to be substantially better yield than both of them. But our total grain so far, 130,000 liters. We're going to have well over 140,000 liters by the time that thing is done dumping. We might have over 250 liters of corn before it's all said and done. That would be pretty dang cool. So now we need to bring our harvester up to field 1 and get working on that bad boy. So we're still harvesting, but I decided, you know what? I've got this second tractor. Why don't I make use of it? There's a banquet of fertilizing contracts out here. Why not make use of it, right? So we've got our little baby 5S hooked up to our big fertilizer spreader. We got a massive counterweight on the front. Keep this thing from getting front or rear heavy, right? Light in the front. And we're going to earn some money while we're harvesting, unloading our grain. We've got a helper down here helping us out, fertilizing some fields. So we just need to keep track of him, make sure that he doesn't run out of fertilizer and it's just sitting there not being very productive. And as a result, we can cash in on some mega contracts. Fertilizing field 18, fertilizing field 16, for example, field 19, field 22. So we could really come out maybe a good $80,000-$90,000 ahead just from fertilizing contracts while we're up here working our cornfield. I think that was a great idea. Really good use of our equipment, and man, I'm gonna miss vehicle inspector or vehicle inspect, whatever it's called, up there in the upper left corner. That is incredibly useful, not only in multiplayer but in single player if you're using hired helpers, because you can just keep a glance up there, see that fertilizer spreader is at 37%. He's not dropping any product, so he must be turning around. Gonna have a general idea of what things are doing. If you have a hired helper on a harvester, you can keep track of its fill level. You know, if you're doing multiplayer, you can keep track of people on the same farm, especially if you're doing a big harvest event. You can see who needs offloading, what trailers are getting full, etc. But yeah, really loved. There was a mod like this in 17, conveniently called Glance, and I really enjoyed that mod. And then Vehicle Inspector came out for 19, basically providing that same general functionality. So I really enjoyed that once it came out. And no doubt there will be something that'll come out in 22. And I know I will enjoy that once it comes out. But in the meantime, it's almost like it feels like you're almost, you know, playing blind with respect to not knowing what's going on. So yeah, really gonna miss that. lock this in. And we're going to have to refill him, I suspect. 71%. He was full, or mostly full, I think, when I started him off. So we'll see. We're probably going to earn 80-some thousand in harvest, or in contract income, but we're probably going to spend $20,000 in fertilizer. So it's still a big net gain. Still a big net gain. .30 in the afternoon, and the shadows are starting to get long. Be interesting to see in FS22 how they do the shadows over the different seasonal periods and the lighting. Yeah, the shadows are getting long. I do like how Farm Sim, I don't know if you ever noticed, Farm Sim extends shadows on things. Like there we've got the pipe, and we've got a shadow on the grain fill going on there, and then when the grain is no longer flowing, then it's no longer obstructing the light, right? It's these little things. Little quality of life things. As you can see, we've cashed in on our first fertilizing contract. We're working on our second one. Nearly done that one. So that'll pop another $26,000 in the kettle. Then we'll jump up here and do field 16, a nice square field. Be fairly easy to get that one done. And field 22. Where's that one at? Field 22. Well, we'll probably just do field 22. It's down here. And then we'll do field 16. So we are rocking it. So yeah, keep an eye on the shadow down there where we have the pipe, and the corn is nearly done unloading. And you'll see the shadow vanish. Just like that. Boom. Little quality of life stuff. All right, I need to double down and work on this field. So I'll bring you back when we are nearly done. We'll give a little bit of a tally on our total corn harvest for the day. So I'll catch you guys here in probably a game hour or more. Probably be dusk by the time we're done here. And thus concludes another long day here on Griffin, Indiana. 5:51 p.m. We've got 1.5 passes left on our cornfield. Plenty of room in our trailer. Our helper has been working away. $79, nearly $80,000 in the bank. Thank you, fertilizing contracts. You are so good to me. I love you so much. I wonder if we'll have such great cash cows like fertilizing contracts in FS22. So many of these questions we have now that we're so close. One full week away. Now that is worthy of some celebration. Don't you think? We've made it, people. We've made it. Just like 8 more days, 9 more days. We're so close. We can make it. We can see the finish line. And the finish line is good. So we are just about done our fertilizing contract. Well, actually, we are done our fertilizing contract. Thank you very much. I will accept that. Puts us at $87,788. I mean, heck. That what? What? What crops? Oh my gosh. Are you kidding me? What crops? The evening dew is set in. Oh. Well, let's see. That was unexpected. All right, we can finish harvesting our corn tomorrow. That's good. We've got good weather tonight. Clear weather tomorrow. Let's hope it actually dries out in a decent time period. And guys, that is going to conclude our video today. Big old shout out to our farm bosses, farm barons, and farm hands. Thank you all very much. This will probably be the last video with that particular run of credits. I'm going to be updating the credits for the next video to see if there are any new farm bosses or farm barons to add to the list. You guys are really making it difficult to get all the names on a video each month. But hey, kind of like a challenge. So I'll come back tomorrow morning or Monday morning and we'll tell you how much corn that we have. And until next time, happy farming.